And we are back. I don't know what's going on. I can't believe Jeff Bezos is silencing iPatch Wolf. It's true. It's true. We should hopefully be back. Okay, we seem to be back on both platforms. Sorry about that, guys. I really. This does not seem to be on my end, so hopefully we just got a bad feed or something like that. Um, Now it's. Oh my god. Okay, so now people. Oh, this is so frustrating. Let me know on both sides, guys. Is it. Are we functional? Is this going right? God damn it. Like. It's so frustrating because it's like we had like nearly 1,000 people there, you know? Seems like we're back. How are things on the YouTube side, guys? Both are good. Um, okay, okay, um, okay. We're golden. We're golden. Okay, listen. I was about to drop some fucking amazing advice, and here it is. Okay, look, whatever, like, however, like, attractive. So the first thing I'll like objective attractiveness doesn't exist. Like it just doesn't. You can read like studies and shit, and yes, there are things that people commonly find attractive. That's if you're like looking at photos of people. That's if you're like looking at videos. And like yeah, it's like someone can be like physically very like conventionally hot or very conventionally attractive, but in terms of like chemistry, in terms of like people being attracted to you in person, that is like so massively complex and weird and strange. And so what I would say is like, listen, no matter what you look like, you are better off believing you are hot. And if it's a fucking lie, believe the lie, because you will be more attractive believing you're attractive than being an insecure weirdo about how you look, you know? Like, you have to believe in your own value to some extent for people to think that you're attractive, you know? Um, some find Ivy hot, some find Valdo hot. Everyone is hot to someone. I promise you, everyone is hot to someone on some degree. Um, Says an objectively handsome person. Okay, well, like Nate, like yeah, like I understand that some people think I'm handsome, but I'm also like shorter than the average person as well. It's like I have insecurities and shit, but whenever I'm in a situation, like if it's an industry party or it's something where like, charisma is important or that you need to be, like just being around people, what I absolutely don't fucking do is stand there being like, oh, well, I'm shorter than the average person, so people might not think I'm like whatever. It's like, no, I don't think like that at all. I just think I'm here. I look fucking good tonight and I am going to have fun and I'm going to talk to people and I'm just going to put myself out there, you know? So like that's what it is to me. And it's like I just think like don't waste whatever hotness you have by convincing yourself that you suck. You know what I mean? Mm. Um, there's a stat that says 10% of the world will always find you hot no matter how you look, and 10% will not, no matter what. Yeah, but like I feel like I have it's like I have definitely met people who like think I'm attractive, and then I have met people who could not give a fuck that I exist in the least, and it's just like there's always going to be people who think you're charming or weird or interesting, and there's always going to be people who don't get in your fucking head about it. Just believe in your own attractiveness and go with it. And if it's a delusion, that's a delusion worth believing in. It's you'll do better. Anyway, I feel like we're on the topic of dating. Who wants dating advice? Um uh, 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 uh. Nighty underscore nighty. Hey John, you've always been a bi icon for me. If you have any dating advice for bi guys, I'd love to hear it. Unfortunately, Nighty, I probably can't like give you any guy dating advice. Like, I've done stuff with guys. I've never dated a guy, and that was a long fucking time ago. And I'm glad that I inspire you. I do not have the life experience to help you out, my friend. Have fun. Have all the fun in the goddamn world. Uh, I'm looking for a hot mom in my area. Please advise. I'm sure the internet can help you with that. Um, I'm really nervous for my second date with someone on Sunday. The best advice I could give you is also kind of the most useless, and it's like, don't be nervous, Daydreamer 94, because that ain't helping. Like, the date's gonna go how it's gonna go, and nervousness is only going to make it worse. So just concentrate. Don't concentrate on like performing or like creating a certain impact. Just be yourself. Like, I think the idea that you could drop the ball with someone kind of sucks, because ideally either you just be you and it's cool and they like you that way, or they're not going to like you that way, and there's no fake ass shit you could pull to change that. So just try and enjoy it. If you're going on a date, I think the best advice I could give you is look at it as like, okay, I'm either going to meet someone cool or this is going to make an interesting anecdote. That's how I would look at it. Um, John, what do you do if you come out with your honest self to someone and then they ghost you because they were only dating you to hide the fact that they're still a lesbian from their parents? I don't know if that's serious or not, but I guess I would say like if someone ghosts you, I would say that's not a great person to ever have. Like, people ghost people for different reasons, and a few of them are valid, but a lot of the time it's just kind of inconsiderate and a bit shitty. But listen, if someone ghosts you, fuck them. You don't need them. You're fine the way you are. Um, Last time I asked someone out, they stood me up. Couldn't find a day to schedule an outing together. A couple of days before Valentine's Day, she told me she had started talking to someone else. I am sorry, Super Shadow fan. That fucking sucks. But that shouldn't be a reason to give up on that kind of stuff. Sometimes people just aren't into you. Like, believe it or not, there are people who are not into me sometimes, and that's okay. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Um, mm, um, okay. I kind of don't want to say people's name, but what would your advice be to someone who struggles with talking and approaching women? Okay, so here's the thing, right? I think the best shot a straight single dude has at like learning to talk to women or get in a relationship with women is genuinely learning to be friends with them and genuinely learning to talk to them in a way that like doesn't bother them or doesn't creep them out. And so like one of the best examples I would have at this is like start like slow. So like even like if you're at like the grocery store or whatever, And say like there's like say like there's just like a woman at the cash out, and like you don't want to date her, she's just a woman, she's just lazy. Just be like you could try and make conversation, ask her how her day is, just be like, yeah, I'm good, how's your day been, just like a real light piece of conversation. And if you get the impression she doesn't want to talk to you, don't talk to her. But if like a chat comes from that, cool. Because like people are willing to talk, people are definitely willing to engage in conversation. And I think through just small talk, I know everyone likes to be like, oh, I don't like to small talk. I'm not into small talk. If you want to talk to strangers, small talk is a part of it. I am not especially good at it and don't engage with it that much because generally I don't feel a need to. But if I had trouble talking to women, a part of that is just getting comfortable talking to women in a scenario where there's no stakes, in a scenario where you're not trying to date them or sleep with them or anything like that. I would probably join classes where, I would join, like, for me, I'd probably do like a writing class or an acting class or somewhere I'd meet women and just look for opportunities to engage with them. And, like, don't go straight for the person who you think is like a fucking amazingly hot person. Just learn to talk to people and engage them on their own interests. Like, genuinely, when I talk to someone new, like if it's a friend of a friend or just someone I have to like do business stuff with, or like a whatever, my go-to is always just ask them questions about themselves. There's a study from a couple of years back, and it was basically like, what are the conversational paths that people find, like, that make people believe you are the most interesting person? And so they tested all these different things about, like, people who had interesting jobs, like an astronaut or like an artist or all this different shit. And they found that the most interesting people were just people who asked questions about the other person. So like you should get used to trying to figure out like what the other person is into, like what's special about them, and don't be like fucking annoying about it, but just be like that's how kind of small talk works, because it leads to other shit. And so yeah, get comfortable talking to women in a way where you're like not trying to pursue them. And also, like, in terms of like approaching women, there's definitely a time and a place for that, but like, a lot of times women, they don't want to be approached. Like they're doing their own shit, and they don't want like some persistent fucking art, like, what are they called, the pickup artists and all that shit. So be respectful, be cool. If you get any indication at all that they're just not interested, that's cool. That's just them. Leave it. Like not a personal thing. Um, if someone is a ghost, fuck them. Okay, well that's not quite what I meant, evil kid. Um. Nocturnal vote. Talking to your lady coworkers is a great example. You're not trying to bang, you're just trying to be a human. Yeah, okay, that's the best advice I could give. Just be like a human. Oh, wow, that was a very particular point for Giant Bomb to come in with the raid. Thank you, Giant Bomb. I appreciate it. I'm handing out some completely unsolicited dating advice from someone who has not been on a date in 20 years. Not because I am alone, but because I am. Look, it's been a whole thing. It's been a whole thing. But we're all human here. But yeah, like if you have trouble talking to women, I would say, practice talking to the women in your life, and like get comfortable to having like female friends. Like I've talked about this before on videos. Most of my friends are women, and like I don't go to them for dating advice because I don't date, but if I did, I would be very happy to have those people in my life. And very occasionally they'll give me like relationship advice or like other advice. So yeah, just do what you can to get comfortable around women and learn how to talk to them in a way that they don't feel like you're a guy with ulterior motives. That is the best first step I could give. Good job, chat. We fooled John. It's thinking we're all humans. Elaine Uberot. I feel like the fact that a lot of hobby spaces are gender separated contributes to a lot of people not knowing how to hang out with the opposite gender. Yeah, I can see that. For sure.